This is TWiT.
Western Digital's Black NVMe and SanDisk Extreme Pro M.2 NVMe 3D 1 terabyte SSD review. Allyn is he's not a taciturn man. He's not the kind of guy he will talk as long as you want him to talk. He is, however, stingy with praise, and I say that in a complimentary fashion because there's a lot of reviewers out there. It's like an amazing, it's disruptive, changes the industry when it's really not that big a deal. But he flat out called the WD Black NVMe and SanDisk Extreme Pro M.2 NVMe outstanding, which is a big deal in Allyn's world. You know, the packaging is no frills. You know, they're NVMe, M.2 NVMe drives, right? You know, they've got stickers on them. As you scroll down, not much to the packaging, which I'm a big fan of because I'd rather, quite frankly, spend I want to spend the money on the hardware, not on the fancy box.
Yep.
But these are looking really good in terms of the performance. The WD Black and SanDisk Extreme Pro dominating in sequential writes, significantly higher than everything else, including a 960 Evo and even a 960 Pro. That's a big deal.
Yeah, we haven't really seen competitors for 960 Pro in the NVMe space. You know, there's stuff that's pretty good. There's stuff that's reasonable, and it may be good enough and better priced than that. This is, competing strongly in performance characteristics.
I mean, we're talking like for sequential writes, we're talking like a half a gigabyte per second. Jumping from just under 2,000 megabytes per second to just over 2,500 megabytes per second. That's huge. That's huge. Burst 128 kilobyte sequential reads. Samsung still got the win at that. But Western Digital, the SanDisk and Western Digital parts are very competitive with everybody else out there. In terms of, burst 4K random write, the IOPS and all these are looking really, really good. Quote, it's hard to tell with the light blue Western Digital line falling directly behind the orange SanDisk line, but both products are extremely strong here. The Intel SSD 750 was a long-time winner in this area, but these two products might have it beat. And, so you keep reading, you get the full information on that, and you can do that by heading over to pcper.com. Any faults with these? There were some caching inconsistencies he noted during cache testing. Was that something we should be worried about, or just something?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he saw them. They were repeatable, but they didn't seem to affect any of the performance metrics that showed, that we're looking towards real world use cases. Right. So in all the numbers you saw, like those metrics, the write speeds and stuff you were quoting, those all came while those caching inconsistencies were happening in the background. So while they existed and you can read about what impact they may have, it doesn't seem to really be a detriment to the drive in and of itself, which is good. And in Western Digital / SanDisk has a really, really interesting competitive part on their hands.
And I was going to say, and part of what's so amazing about this is $450 for a 1 terabyte NVMe drive. To put that into perspective, the Samsung 960 Pro, which it handily beats in terms of sequential writes, but is a little bit behind in some of the other benchmarks, that's $615. So you're looking at 45 cents a gigabyte, approximately 25% less. More than 25, maybe 26% less than the 960 Pro series. That's a big deal. And congratulations to Western Digital and SanDisk. It's not like SanDisk doesn't know memory, but this is a pretty fascinating part from them, and something I covet. As I have one machine, my primary desktop machine has 1 terabyte SSD in it, and my secondary desktop machine is a 250 gigabyte SSD. Boy, I'm ready to put a 1 terabyte SSD in that second machine because it's just so nice to have all that data in your applications all nearby.